What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about my documented experience of me currently out of the military and just experiencing life being a civilian after the military um and the challenges I'm facing and the things I'm trying to overcome and stuff like that. So let's get to it. So um first off, I really enjoy the amount of freedom I have ever since I got out the military, because um looking back, like, I didn't realize how grueling being in the military really is, like, because I've been there for 4 years. It's basically 4 years of nonstop training, just waking up. Like, everything is structured. Everything is based on the routine. So you get up at 5:30 in the morning, shower or brush your teeth, and then you go to formation, and then you stretch, warm up, and then you go to PT. But you do that with a group of people pretty much, and you do that 5 times a week. Sometimes we'll have like a day off or two, so depending on the holiday or something that's going on. And yeah, and then the weekends, yeah. But even on the weekends, like, you're living on base and stuff like that, so you're always constantly around military stuff. So I didn't realize how grueling it was, because everything is such at a re, very strict, grueling schedule, along with trainings, along with deadlines, and there's always some shit going on, But now that I'm away from that environment, um, now I was finally able to settle in. I have my own apartment, I live on my own. I don't live with anyone, so I'm single. Not single, but I live alone pretty much. So yeah. So how is it? Um, there's a lot of freedom. And my body, I think my body is still trying to adjust, because right when I got the military, I was working. So I was working at a civilian job. I was working at a retail job, and then with that, I was also enrolling into school, into a barbering program for cosmetology. I was enrolling to a cosmetology program, but with the cosmetology program, I actually show up 5 times a week, and it's from 9 in the morning all the way to 4:30 p.m. I kept doing it for about a couple months, and then I got burned out, and then I decided, this is not for me. I was trying to figure out which schools I would much rather take, and I decided I'm gonna take I'm still gonna be a full time student, but not in person. I'm gonna be a full time student online, and I'm gonna have to show up like one in person class, one in class in person, and it's called a hybrid program. So pretty much, if you're not familiar, like, after the military, if you go to school, then it's called the VA. It stands for Veteran Affairs, and they'll pay you to go to school. So because me, I have income that's coming in to where I don't have to work, which is good. We're just covering my apartment pretty much, but I still have it also covers my bills and all that too, but I still want to make more money so I could, like, go out, so I could do things, so I could save up money as well. Once I do move in the future. It's fucking hot. um but yeah, I don't want to turn this shit on, because if I turn it on, I think the video's gonna stop. but um but yeah, so there is that. So I decided, I'm gonna drop off of my cosmetology program, because this shit's rough, because I literally came back from the military. I'm fucking tired. Like, I'm not in the mood to work, because I think my body's at a recovery state. So, like, I just can't work like that, I also had to leave a couple jobs as well too, because I didn't get fired or anything. I just left it because it's just too much work. It's just, I have to wake up in the morning, then driving to work, and I'm not doing all that shit, because I literally came back from being in the military, and that in itself was draining. On top of that, like, I couldn't go back to my family, because one, they live in California, and two, I don't even talk to them because I don't like them. So I was all up on my own. So I had to figure out a place to stay on my own. I had to figure out how to enroll into school on my own, and just all that stuff. So I finally got all of that situated and stuff. So now I'm here, and I'm still in the process of, like, enrolling to school to take online. because I'm dropping out of cosmetology program because it is not for me, because it's just too draining for me, way too draining. It lasts for a year. So imagine going to a 1 year program and you have to show up 5 times a day. That shit's fucking draining, and I'm not doing all that. So I rather just be a full time. The reason why I want to be full time, because when you're a full time student, the VA will pay you full time, so you get the most money if you're a full time student. So, and like I said, they have a hybrid program. A hybrid program is where like you go to school full time, but all of it is online. But I think one class you have to show up in person every week or every month or so, and they'll count that as full time. So that's why I'm doing it. It's a good fit for me, you know. So, but lately, like the past months and a couple other weeks as well, like I've been resting. I've been sleeping a lot. I've been like just chilling in my apartment, just chilling in my bedroom, because like I've been like, I think my body's decompressing. I done some research about it. I think a lot of veterans go through this. Is when like, I forgot, there is a word for it, but I forgot. But basically, what it is, that when your body is so used to being at a fight or flight mode, because in the military, like you're always put in a high stress situation, if you're not on going on deployments or if you're not doing combat, the routine, the schedule is still strict, and it always puts your body at such a awakened state to where it's always like on edge, or like it's always like it always has that adrenaline rush because of deadlines, because of training schedules, is ongoing schedules and stuff like that, and the expectations that go along being in the military. So I didn't realize how much that my body wanted to decompress after all that, and this is why it's really hard for me to like work or to like, you know, to maneuver, to even go to school in person. It's really hard for me, you know. So yeah, so I've been doing a lot of resting, a lot of recovery, and just so yeah. But long story short, I'll talk about this in the future. But I when I got my first apartment, it was my first time buying an apartment because my family never taught me, because I never get along with them, and they were never useful to me like that. So, you know, so I didn't know what I was doing. So I was doing the best I can to figure it out on my own. So when I was able to buy my apartment, I didn't realize that I signed a lease until this November. And so apparently, if you sign a lease for a certain amount of time, and if you want to leave before your lease expires, you're gonna have to pay a lot of fees because of that. Not just a couple $100, but a couple thousands of dollars. And then, yeah, so they'll charge you. So like, and me, I'm not in a financial situation to pay all that fees, and on top of that, with my other rent. So basically, when my landlord emailed me about it, I told the landlord if I could leave earlier, if that's possible. The landlord checked my lease date until November. So my landlord said that I have to pay 3 months worth of rent and give him a 30-day notice prior to doing that, and I have to make all those 3 months of rent payments before I leave. So my monthly rent is about $1,000 a month. So I have to pay 3,000, no, 4,000 actually, 3,000, because that's 3 months worth of rent, and on top of that, my current rent. So that's $4,000 if I want to leave early before my deadline, before November. And I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. Like, I didn't know apartments work like that. This is some bullshit. Like, why the fuck are we getting charged because we signed a fucking lease date, you know? Like, that makes no sense. I don't get that, you know? Because wouldn't it be simple? Like, I get it. Like, I'm cool with letting you know prior, like, okay, before, okay, there's no big deal. I grabbed all my stuff because I'm about to move out. I claimed the other apartment. What's the big deal? Why am I getting charged extra because of that? You know, like, is that a good thing so more people could come in? But no, I guess not. So that's not how apartments operate, apparently. So I didn't know that. So I'm kind of pissed off about that, because now I'm currently in Kansas, and I do not like Kansas at all. I'm from California. But not only that, but I'm the type of person where like I need to go out in nature. I need to go to the beach. I love going out in the mountains. I love exploring nature. I love going outside. I'm a city boy type of person, you know? So being in Kansas is the opposite of that, you know? Like in Kansas, there's no beach. There's no like mountains. It's very flat. It's just flat. It's just nothing but cornfield crops. It's flat, and the bigger cities, one, is far away, but two, within the bigger cities, it's not like LA, it's not like Florida, it's not like a community. It's because all the roads are really spread, like all the roads are separate from one another, so you can't just walk by like that. You need a car to maneuver from point A to point B. You can't really enjoy yourself walking because there's so much traffic, there's so much like cars and roads all over the place, so it's hard to explain. So you can't really enjoy yourself and navigating in the city. So that's what I don't like about Kansas. Not only that, but like while I was in the military, like I was stationed in Kansas, and like once I'm out the military, I want nothing to do with the military. So like it kind of sucks that I'm reminded of being in the military because I'm still in the same state when I was in the military, so I can't really get out, So everything reminds me of the military, and I'm trying to get away from that. I don't like it, So it's kind of annoying, really. But I'm trying to write it out. I'm trying to thug it out and stuff like that. And I'm currently trying to develop a routine that's gonna work for me, and I feel like that's gonna really help me get out of that depressive hump to where I could get I could get my routine back and get things flowing, instead of just dwelling on and counting my days and stuff like that until I get out of Kansas, So that's what I'm trying to do. So but yeah, it is kind of frustrating. But at the same time, like I'm just grateful that I at least have a apartment, I at least have a car, like I'm at least settled, I'm at least settled, so that's one of the good things about it. But yeah, but it is kind of frustrating, but it is what it is though. But yeah, but like it's crazy though, because I'm just not in the mood to work or to even go to school in person like that. I'm just not. It's not that I'm lazy, but I'm just like I just feel like I've already had a lot of experiences of working and going to school and just grinding and stuff like that. I think my body is just burned out from it, so I'm really not in the mood to doing that. Spiritually speaking as well, I've done some research on my birth chart, and I am in my 5th house perfection year. So if you're not familiar with astrology, like it's a lot to explain, but basically depending on our age, I'm 28, but like each number on your age, you have a perfection house here. So it's 1, 2, 3, like it's your 1st house perfection year, 2nd house. I'm in my 5th house perfection year, and that deals with like resting, pleasure, being artistic, dating, relationships, connections, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is, and just enjoyment, pretty much, and resting. And it's funny because when you mention pleasure, resting, and recovery, it makes so much sense on why I kind of feel the way I feel right now. Like I'm not in the mood to work, I'm not in the mood to go to school. I'm just in the mood to like just rest, recover, relax, and to have fun and to explore what I love to do. Oh, also I forgot to mention the 5th house perfection here also deals with hobbies, with creative hobbies, with creativity, and it makes sense. This is what I'm trying to figure out my routine, trying to figure out my hobbies, so like I could get out of Kansas. So it's kind of funny how like spiritually, like astro logically lines up with what I'm experiencing, so so that's definitely a sign, I believe. But also time has been speeding up so fast. Time is accelerating. The days go by so fast. So that also plays a role on why it's really hard for me to go to work or to even go to school, because by the time you're finished and you come back home, the day's already almost over. And then even then, like when you're trying to sleep or recover, since time is speeding up so fast, you barely have time to do that. So realistically, we're only taking naps. At least that's what it feels like, compared to back then when time was slower, when we were going to work, and after work we had enough time to enjoy ourselves and to work on ourselves and to even sleep. Now these days we don't got time to do all that. It's not because of society, it's not because of the AI or the phones we have. No, it's because there's something spiritual going on to where time is accelerating every fucking year. So that's I realized that that's also playing a role on why like I just don't want to work. I just don't want to go to school because time is speeding up so fast, and I value my time. I value my freedom. Obviously, if I'm put in a situation to where I have to make money, to where I'm short on bills, I'm short on rent, then yeah, I'll definitely try to work and try to do what I gotta do. But if I'm in a position to where I don't have to work just to where if I'm in a situation to where the income I'm making to where I don't have to work, to where it's covering my bills, it's covering my apartment, then I'm good. I'm not making a lot to where I can really navigate and stuff like that, but it's enough for me to get by. You know, it's like right in the middle. It's not too little, not too much. It's right in the middle to where I'm at least comfortable. So, but yeah, but how I look at it is like, yeah, time is speeding up so fast. I'm drained. I'm tired. I got out of the military. I'm trying to rest, so I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna go to school in person. I'm going to school online so I could get extra payments. That's the only reason I'm going to school online, is so I could get extra income, because the VA will pay you to go to school after the military. That's the only reason why. But if it didn't do that, I wouldn't be going to school. But if I do go to school, I'm going to most of my classes online. I'm not going to school in person. It requires for you to be in person like 5 times a week throughout the whole year. If you're doing like a trade or something like that, I don't want to do that. So maybe in the future, who knows? But as of right now, no, I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, that's all I got to say. I just want to get this off my mind. I will make another video documenting my experiences of my process of getting out of Kansas, and how my mental health is feeling, and my process and my progress. I mean, trying to adjust life outside the military. So that's all I got to say. Have a good one. Peace.